Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. It's a topic. So you're saying review, sorry. This is a paid request from Eelco. Thank you so much for that. Very kind guy. For those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now this is for a topic on the actor Karl Urban, and he asked maybe a top 5 or top 10, but I couldn't find 10 movies of his I liked because he has really done a whole lot of films, and I'm not into the Star Trek movies. 2009, so forth. I'm not into those films. He's good in it. Karl Urban does a great job. I think he does the best job trying to invoke the character from yesteryear, in this case as Dr. McCoy, as Bones. I think Karl Urban, if he played that role in a better movie, not from fucking Jar Jar Abrams and his fucking lens flares and Alice Kurtzman who can't find his ass with 5 hands, he'd lose his balls if they weren't attached. Alice Kurtzman was a fucking idiot. He's a genius that directed the Mummy movie with Tom Cruise that bombed so badly it killed the Dark Universe. But then whether you liked or disliked the film, The Invisible Man came out. It was only $8 million budget, and that made more money than the Tom Cruise film, which cost like, I don't know, 80, 100 million. Probably more than that, honestly, more than that, 150 probably. The Mummy 2017 lost money, the cummy as we call it. And it's like, yeah, Alex Krippin, this is a great director that fucked that up. Fucked that up royally. And he's fucking up Star Trek Discovery, Picard, all this shit. And he's doing such a failure of a job, he failed upwards. So he does all this Star Trek that people don't like, and people think it's shit, and people think it's not Star Trek. It took intelligent, creative writing and turned into fucking junk food. Thanks also with J.J. Abrams, the destroyer of fucking franchises. And then now Kurtzman gets a 5-year new deal for $160 million. Where are the receipts for what the fuck he's done and how much money he's made for people? He helped write a Transformers movie. That's a positive? So anyway, those Star Trek movies bother the fuck out of me. But Karl Urban is not the problem. Like I say, he's one of the only good things about them. Now, I did manage a top 5. You can probably already guess what number 1 is. So number 5, I picked Pathfinder. Pathfinder is a film I didn't mind. It's escapism, a little bit of fantasy, but it's about the age old of the Viking type of era, and God, now it's been a while since I've seen it, so my mind is foggy on it. I can't help it. I can't remember every movie. I do remember liking Pathfinder though. I remember going, yeah, this movie's not as bad as his reputation. I don't think this movie's as bad as people made it out to be. I thought Karl Urban did a good job as a lead. I thought I liked it more than Jason Mamma Mia's Conan the Barbarian movie. I'm like, this is more Conan movie than that. I like Pathfinder. I know I'm not going much into detail of it because I haven't seen it in a while. But I do remember liking the film. So sorry it's not detailed. Number 4, Chronicles of Riddick, which Karl Urban has a role in that as one of the villains. I prefer Pitch Black, but Chronicles of Riddick is the last decent thing the Riddick character has been involved with. Because the other one, just called Riddick, was a lame remake of the first movie. Chronicles of Riddick, I get what they were trying to do. I think they tried to be too big for their britches. And then it's PG-13, and the Riddick character, I don't think you needed a whole lot of backstory, which they tried to give, where he's the last of the Furian race, and It's like they try to give this mythology because they're hoping to get more sequels and tell this bigger story as if it's fucking Star Wars or something. I'm like, it's not. It's not really what people were wanting. I mean, I think Vin Diesel did a good job. I do think it's an entertaining movie. I do think it's, at the very least, a decent time waster. I think Vin Diesel plays the character well. The fact it's PG-13 kind of take a little bit of the balls away, though. Even the unrated cut's not that unrated. And I said, I don't... I think Riddick worked... he works the best when he's mysterious. It's kind of like State Plissken. I don't want to hear the story, the childhood story, the backstory of State Plissken. He works better because he's more mysterious and you don't quite know. And that's not always a bad thing. So I think that was one of the mistakes they did, was trying to explain too much, trying to be a bit too bigger for their britches, which... I mean, if you want to see a better... Go play the Riddick video games. If you took one of those video games and made that into a movie, it would have been more successful. Like, Riddick in a prison, have it be a future prison. Have it be... You could have alien races. That'd be cool. You have, like, a... Speaking of Star Trek, imagine the Star Trek variety of aliens mixed with humans, and they're in this prison, and Riddick... I don't know, escapes, and... Maybe this big prison riot that he's got to survive and get the fuck out, and... What was that one movie that John Carpenter was going to do with Nicolas Cage? It was called Riot. Maybe do a take on that, or I didn't... The video game was more of a prequel. Because it shows like how he got his eye. I think it showed... It's been a while since I played that Butcher Bay video game. I do want to play that. One day I would like to play that. Maybe for the channel, I don't know, we'll see. Just gotta have the time, just gotta find the time to do it. But, yeah, I did overall still enjoy Chronicles of Riddick 4. I didn't think it was that bad of a movie. Number 3, Red, Karl Urban. I think he has a smaller role in it. But he worked well. That's one of the last decent Bruce Willis films. Well, I didn't mind Looper, I liked Death Wish, but like I said, that was around the time where soon after Bruce Willis would go downhill with his choices. But the first Red I thought was enjoyable. I didn't really care much for the sequel, but the first one I thought it was quirky. I liked having people like John Malkovich and all these people interact. Bruce Willis seemed like he was a bit more lively in the making of the film. The action scenes were entertaining. Cool to see Morgan Freeman in there. Always like to see Morgan Freeman. I thought Red was rather fun. Number 2, Doom from 2005. I know, but I always liked the Doom film. It's not the quintessential Doom film. Not by a large margin. Just have it be first person, like Hardcore Henry, or like these movies I saw, Hotel Inferno. Go type Hotel Inferno 2 on YouTube. You'll know what I'm talking about. Hotel Inferno 2. See it. You go, yeah, okay. And those guys have peanuts to work with, and that's more of a Doom movie. Doom 2005. The reason I enjoy it, I think Karl Urban is great as the lead, as Reaper. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson actually got to do something a bit different and unique, and wasn't doing the same fucking thing like he does now. He plays a guy who turns to a bad guy. So Karl Urban, The Rock, good casting. I like the score. I think it's Clinton Mansell, who was part of Nine Inch Nails. I believe he did the score. I think he has some pretty good practical effects by the creature work. I think Stan Winston's group had a hand in it. Yes, I do enjoy the first person shooter sequence. I remember seeing it in the theater and being like, yeah. It took itself seriously, and it was R-rated, and it felt like a film... It don't sound like a detriment, but to me it's a positive. It would sound like a film I would watch in the days of watching films like The Terror Within, these movies where, you know, R-rated creature feature, going around corridors, ruts around the corner, picking people up one by one. It's not really the type of R-rated monster movie that they make nowadays. One of the mistakes of the movie was it tried to go too fucking slow. Because they were trying to base it on Doom 3, which the Doom 3 video game is great, but it's a video game, so you could go through the opening bits and get to the action real quick, and then it's hours of blowing the shit out of demons. That's not... Doing that for a game, for a movie, was the mistake it made. The biggest mistake was going the slow burn route. It's not the first Alien. You don't need to do a slow burn. This needed to be more Predator 2. Need to be more of just 15 minutes, 20 minutes, boom, you can set it up, and then just person is either by themselves, or maybe there's a few people that get killed, and Karl is killing a bunch of fucking demons left, right, and center. And you change it up because each scene is like different demons, or in this place he's got to be more using his head so he doesn't get killed, or sometimes go commando on their ass, or more strategic. But that's what people wanted, that's what people would prefer, and to people, they got upset, and I can understand. I can understand why people don't like Doom. I can understand it. But I do like it, and it's a fuckable better than Doom Annihilation. And I thought Karl was a very likable lead. And number one, yes, is Dread. I mean, of course it's Dread. I saw it in the theater. One of the only people that saw it in the theater, it seems, because the film bombed badly. But I saw it in the theater in 3D. It was a great experience. The 3D was wonderful. I think it was one of the best 3D films I saw in the theater. Karl was perfect as Dread. Got the voice down. It was straightforward. I like the idea. People say it's a ripoff of the Red Redemption. The film was already getting set up and made by the time the Red Redemption was started. So Dread was already on its way, so it didn't rip off the Raid. The Raid just got done quicker because Dread had to deal with director issues, because I think the director either got fired, or there's something about the director where people say he didn't really direct the film, someone else did it. But apparently people say the guy who... I think the guy who did that film Annihilation and Ex Machina, who is a writer on this, he really... either he directed some of the film or re-edited the film. I don't know the details. And the director who did a film called Vantage Point, which I enjoyed, with Dennis Quaid, I like to hear his side of the story, like, of all this bullshit. What happened? Did he direct the film? Are they fucking with him? Because you never know, they could be taking the credit. But all that, and to finish the special effects and the 3D stuff, it just took longer for that to get done and released. So I think it was being prepped before the Red Redemption, but then it came out later because of all the delays. Lena Headey was good. A lot of rousing moments. Mama's not the law. I'm the law. You ready? You ready, rookie? You look ready. The rookie lady, she wasn't annoying. She was likable. And just Dread being a badass. Kicking ass, taking names, flare gun. Just down and dirty, to the point, entertainment and excitement. And I would love to have seen a sequel. So of course, yeah, we have 9 Fast and Furious movies, and we only have 1 Dread movie. Yet again, another reason why Hollywood fucking sucks. They keep fucking making Terminator films even though they keep bombing. Terminator Salvation was a disappointment, because remember, that was supposed to get like a trilogy of movies. Okay, we'll do Genesis. And then that was a film that was supposed to be a trilogy of movies. Nope. Then we do Dark Fate, which that was supposed to be a trilogy of movies. What's all these Terminator sequels that they want to be a trilogy of movies and they never do? Salvation, Genesis, Dark Fate. How about you stop making Terminator films? And they still want to make another Terminator film. There's some fucking guys like, I still feel there's a future in Terminator. Considering the last 3 fucking bombed or were disappointments, use your fucking head, chicken head, potato head. Use your head, snapper head. Use your head. But we don't get a sequel to Dread. All this talk about being a TV show, cable show, that never fucking happened either. So don't hold your breath. I mean, it's been what? Was that 2012? No, it can't be. Has it really been almost 10 years since that movie? Has it? It was before John Wick, and John Wick was 2014. Oh my god. Dread is almost 10 years old? It'll be 10 years old next year. Wow, that made me feel even older. Fuck. I'm sorry, it's blowing my wad in my pants. No, it's blowing my mind. Dread is almost 10 years old. I know I'm not going detailed, because I've reviewed some of these movies, and I don't know how much detail Eelco wanted me to get into. Like, Karl Urban, I do think he's a good actor. I think he's a competent actor. He's a guy I always mention. Like, why not get this guy? There was a TV show he did that sadly didn't last long, Almost Human. Kind of hard to judge it because it wasn't able to finish, so... You know, that's what happens with those TV shows. They don't really get to have an ending. Because they get cut short. It's like, fuck, you know. And he doesn't get cast in a lot of starring roles, sadly. Because the films he does bomb, like Doom and Dread, both D's, double D's, they bombed. One that people liked, Dread, one that people don't, Doom. Both I enjoyed, and both my favorite Karl Urban films. I think that's a guy that has a lot of potential, and it's getting wasted. Wasted. And I don't know who to blame. I really don't. So, like Dread, I love that he kept the helmet on, and Mysterious, you don't see who really get much of who he is and what his face is. Which, again, that's another character that works better being more mysterious. Unlike the Stallone Judge Dredd, where they explain his backstory, and they explain, and there's Stallone's face, and then fuck the helmet. Then he doesn't wear the helmet anymore. Only wore it at the beginning of the film. And it's like... Sorry, I'm PTSD flashbacks of Stallone's Judge Dredd. And sadly, it's not even Stallone's worst film. Not by far. Because at least it does have some good production value. The score. Like, the technical aspects of Judge Dredd 95 film actually isn't that bad. It's an R-rated film that didn't feel too R-rated because they wanted it to be PG-13. And it's like, well, if you want to do an R-rated film, they should have really gone full force. But they were trying to get PG-13. And it came out R. But that's another topic. But yeah, Dread, Doom, Red, Chronicles of Riddick, and Pathfinder would be my 5. I don't mind Thor Ragnarok. I will say that the movie does bug me because you fucked up Planet Hulk, and that led to the fucking up of Hulk, which to me culminated in Endgame where he's an annoying fucking twat taking fucking and here's your tacos. I don't give a fuck about your tacos. Stick the tacos up your ass. They turn Hulk into a fucking joking numbnuts. Fuck. And I started with Thor Ragnarok. I didn't know it was going to lead to that. Fucking hell. But the film itself I did like, and I still liked it as a standalone. I liked it a lot fucking better than Thor 2 The Dark World. The first Thor I still think is the best Thor, story-wise. But Thor Ragnarok I did have fun. You know, I like the music, I do like a lot of the humor. Although it's like, well, it's kind of weird you having humor when the whole world is like, hey, our world, our land, our... I almost said country, but it's being all destroyed, but now 2 minutes later we're making jokes. Bit fucking weird. So again, it's like, But I can't say I hate it. I'm not going to say I hate Thor Ragnarok, because I don't. I'd be lying. I'd be lying if I said it. It's just, the other films I would more towards rewatch than that movie as time has gone on. But yeah, Karl Urban's a good actor. I wish he would get better roles, or more roles. Not better, more roles. I wish he would get more roles, but sadly it's not the case because he's not known as a box office commodity, and that's how the business works. But who knows? I mean, maybe it's like Keanu Reeves where he got the John Wick and boom, John Wick 2, John Wick 3. Maybe somebody will do that with Karl Urban, and he'll get his time to really shine. But we'll always have Dredd, and Dredd's pretty badass. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.